Good morning, friends. Today we will discuss about what is data types in C. What are the data types we have in C? What is data type and what we have in that? So data types in C. Okay. So in C program, already in previous session we discussed some of data types. Those are integer data type, next one character data type, next one float type of data type, next one double type of data type, and last one is void. One more I am added here. So here integer type of data type will accept numbers 0 to 9 numbers. Character will accept a2 capital Z comma small a2 small z, and float will accept some of decimal numbers like pi value 1.34 comma like and some of the values like 98.99 like this we have. And double will also accept the decimals, same like in a float, but some of variation in a size 89 point some of the 8901 like this we have. And void is a data type that is a nothing but it is a zero type of element. Nothing but zero is nothing but we don't have any information. Fine. So these are the type of information we can provide by using these data types. And whenever we are providing a information to some program or computer, that information must and should be stored in a permanent way or temporary way. For an example, these information will stored in C in temporary way by using RAM. Okay. So for example, if I am providing the information to the program, so at that time how the memory will be accept, we will see. Taken an example here, integer type of data type we have, and character type of data type we have, and float type of data type we have, and double type of data type we have. Yes. So how the storage will be done, we will see first. Okay. So whenever we go with an integer, what type of and how it will be stored, and how much memory it will be allocated for this particular thing. So we discussed already. In integer we have a storage capability. Whenever we go with a 32-bit operating system, it is in a 2 bytes of memory. If in case if I go with a 64-bit type of operating system, I can go with 4 bytes of memory. And for character, already we done integer. For character, 1 byte of memory. Next, for float, it's occupy 4 bytes of memory. We compared only for integers 32 and 64. The rest of the things are not considerable. So double also take 8 bytes of memory. and go for void this in a 0 bytes, nothing, but nothing means we didn't store anything na, so that is in 0 bytes. Like the C data types we have. So whenever we go for an a information, for example, if I want to provide integer type of data for program, so at that time we need to follow the storage capability of the value. We can go with some data types. So if we go with a storage type of data types, nothing, these are the temporarily storing information. So here we required some information. Yes, for example, we need to provide one value. 90 is our input value. Whenever we are providing the input type of value, it is a what type of value? Integer type of value. Yes, okay. The value directly stored into the memory? No, not directly. It's depending on variable name. For example, int is a data type, x is a variable name, is equals to variable value. This is the scenario. So what is the syntax? Data type space variable name is equals to variable value, ends with semicolon. So this is a syntax we need to follow whenever we go with a variable declaration. So this is variable declaration and initialization syntax. Yes, okay. So what is specifically variable declaration? Data type space variable name ends with semicolon. This is called variable declaration. What is variable initialization? Variable name is equals to variable value, semicolon. So this is called declaration and this is called initialization. So if combining the both the lines, this is the syntax, variable declaration and initialization. We can declare a variable in the program beginning of the time, and variable initialization we can do in anywhere in the program. Okay, fine. So for taken an example, here we have taken an example, int is a data type, x is a variable name, value is a 90. For example, this 90 value need to store in a x. Yes, this x is what type of data type? Integer type of data type. So whenever the integer type of value we need to store in a memory, how much memory we require to allocate this value? How much memory we require to allocate this value in the memory? So already we discussed how much memory we required, 2 or 4 bytes. If your system is related to 32-bit, you will go with a 2 bytes. If your system is related to 64-bit, it will go with a 4 bytes. Okay, so here the RAM, this is a representation of RAM. Taken an example, this is a RAM representation. Okay, so each shell is nothing but this area, I call it as a shell. This space of area I call it as a shell. Okay, so each shell occupy how many bytes? 1 byte. How many bytes? 1 byte. 1 byte space. Okay, so for an integer, for example, I required how many bytes now? I required 4 bytes because of my system is the 64-bit system, so that is the reason. 4 shells will occupy like this, and completely this entire 90 will be stored in this 4 bytes of space. Here it will be stored 90. Okay, and here the representation of x. Okay, and what is RAM consists of 2 GB, 1 GB, like that we have. So okay, how many shells we have in 1 GB RAM? We will see how many shells we have in 1 GB RAM. For example, memory starts from bits. Memory starts from bits, and after bits we have an a bytes. After bytes we have an a kilobytes, nothing but KB. After that we have an a megabyte, MB. After that gigabyte, GB. After that terabyte, TB. After that petabyte, PB. So these are the levels we have in a storage. For example, how many bits is equals to 1 byte? How many bits is equals to 1 byte? So 1 byte we can consider. How many bits is equals to 1 byte? For example, 1 byte is equals to, or otherwise 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. Okay, and how many bytes is equals to 1 KB? 1024 bytes is equals to 1 KB. 1024 bytes is equals to 1 KB. So how many KBs is equals to 1 MB? 1024 KB is equals to 1 MB. Okay, how many MBs is equals to 1 GB? 1024 MB is equals to 1 GB. Okay, and after that how many GB is equals to 1 TB? 1024 GB is equals to 1 TB, and this is also same, 1024 TB is equals to 1 petabyte. So like that we have a memory. For example, my RAM is 1 GB RAM. Nothing but how many bytes we didn't consider till now present bits. Okay, because of RAM starts from bytes. Because of one shell occupy how much size? 1 byte. So that is the reason. So I required 1 GB RAM. How many bytes? So then we need to do the calculation of 1024 into 1024 into 1024. So it's represent the value as how many bytes in 1 GB RAM. Yes. So approximately 107 crores 37 lakhs 41,824 bytes 1 GB is occupied. Okay, so this much of memory we have in 1 GB. So in that shells integer will occupy 4 bytes of, character will occupy 1 byte, float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes, and void nothing. So these type of scenario data will be stored. Okay, fine. So after this, for example, I have a small doubt. Already we taken an example int. We taken an example already. Int x is equals to 90. Int x is equals to 90. It is acceptable. Okay, fine. Okay. Int same x is equals to 500. Okay, acceptable. Int x is equals to 5000. acceptable. Int x is equals to 50,000. Is it acceptable? No, it's not acceptable, because of integer will occupy 90. Okay, fine, not a problem. Integer will occupy 500. Okay, not a problem. Integer will occupy 5,000, but integer never accept 50,000 directly, because of data types having some access range limitation. Data types having some access range limitation. What is that access range limitation? We will see now. Here, access type limitation for an integer. What is an access range limitation for an integer? Integer will occupy 32,767 to minus 32,768. This is the access range limitation. If you want to provide the positive numbers, you can provide up to 32,767 only. If you want to provide negative number, 32,768 only the maximum value. Okay, so this is the way we can provide. Above that, what happened we will see and we will discuss, not a problem. And character access range, we have a limit, numbers only. Access range is nothing but numbers only. So it is 127 to minus 128. This is the access range. And what about float? 1.2 into e to the power of 16 to minus 1.2 into e to the power of minus 16 to the power of minus 16. And what about float? What about double? 3.2 into e to the power of 32 to minus 3.2 into e to the power of minus 32. So like that we have an access range. For void we don't have any access range because of nothing, no? Okay, so these are the access range limitations. Okay, and we will go with simple example of integer. Okay, how it will be stored and what is an access range we will discuss now. I will go with turbo C file new. Okay, see here we already discussed. First, what is the line we need to write? Linking the library, hash include stdio dot h. Okay, after that void main, and after that void main. After that int x is equals to 90. I'm taking printf %d comma x we need to print. After that get ch we need to write, then after that close. Save this file, save as test1.c, compile, 0 errors and 0 warnings, and run the program. Run. So what is the value? 90 we will get it, not a problem, fine. So after that I am taking 500. After that I am taking 500. Okay, and if I want to clear the previous value, CLR SCR, clear the output screen again, the fresh value we need to read. So file, save this one, and Alt F9. So we need to go for compile. So 0 errors, 0 warnings. Next, run 500. Okay, very good. After that we need to increase this one as 5000. Again save this file and compile and run. Go for run. 5000 we can get it. See what about whenever we go with 50,000. I will go. Save, compile and run. Minus 15,536. Yes. So previously 90 we can get it. Previously we will get it 500. After that 5,000. But whenever we go with an 50,000 we got a problem. So what is that problem? Means the access range of an integer 32,000 only. 32,767 is the access range. Yes. So this is an access range. But here we are giving exceeded that value. We given more than that value. So that is the reason we will get minus. So why minus we are getting, and how it will be getting, we will see in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day. If you are interested in my videos, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. And if you have any queries, comment below.